Welcome everyone to the free YouTube training program that will help you not just become a pro, but more of a genius on how to grow your YouTube business on YouTube. And this is literally for everyone. If you just want to be popular on YouTube, hey, you're gonna make it, okay? If you want to build a business on YouTube, you're gonna make it too. But even more important, you're gonna understand how to master YouTube, because YouTube to some is so complicated, but actually it's very easy. In this training, I'll go over all secrets that really matter when it comes to growing your business on YouTube. It took me like so many years to get started, just because I was pretty much jumping around, always on the run after the next shining idea or niche. I was pretty much like a kid lost, in the forest in the beginning. Not because any of the ideas weren't working, but I was simply in my head, with different expectations, noises in my head, insecurities. So just to cut it short, guys, in the beginning, I would start in a certain niche, for instance, fitness. And a couple of weeks in, I would look at the views. I'm not growing fast enough. Then I would change like from fitness to cooking. Then, it's not going fast enough. Like, nah. Then I would switch from cooking to clothing, how to style and, fashion, which I really love. I really enjoy like fashion. You're gonna understand why later. But even then, I was like, costs too much cash, and I don't have the cash to spend on clothing every single time. And also the views, meh. Then I would switch again, and I was simply dancing around. That simply led me to lose like at least a couple of years, like 2 years minimum. Pretty much 2 years I lost dancing around, never actually sticking with an idea long enough to see it grow. And that is like one of the biggest mistakes why people don't make it on YouTube. They simply treat it like post a couple of videos and then expect to explode. And because I don't see videos explode, I stop posting. I give into my insecurities. I just stop for a while. And then one day when I'm motivated again, I come back and I start something new, because, hey, the grass must be green on the other side, right? First, that is one of the biggest mistakes. Pick one niche, right? And stick to it. Pick one niche and stick to it. That's why it's also very good to understand the different niches, the different pace in every niche, the different possibilities in every niche that you can get into. So actually having an overview of these different niches is good before you start, because it's a lot better to simply start convinced that you've done your research and you are already like, I know from all the niches I saw, I picked this niche for these reasons. Instead of you simply starting with whatever niche comes into your head, then just to notice like a couple of months in or a couple of years in, like I did, damn, I should have actually picked that niche. I should have actually stick to this niche instead. Like when I look back, for instance, in my example, I understand that had I simply stayed with fitness, I would have been 10 times better off. I was fit, and fitness is a cash machine. Like, just think in terms of business. I am a person of like multiple interests, but looking back, you understand, oh my gosh, I should have simply, used the fitness machine. Like, it's a very efficient money machine. But I didn't do that. Those are the things that happen when you simply just dive in without even like doing a bit of research on what is out there, what is possible, what you can do. Like, it never hurts to simply do this brainstorming, I would say, before you then go all in one thing. It's just better, it's just smart. I want you to understand it's gonna be also a bit tough. You need to have the following characters. You need to be resilient. You need to be hardworking. I always say, work hard and work smart. Work as hard as you can, and also think as smart as you can, like, combine both. And although I firmly believe that nothing good just comes easy, it's never been this easy. Like, when I think about the infos that you will get in this video, and I'm just like, damn, if someone would have given me this information when I started my YouTube career, gosh, where would I be? Like, it doesn't get any easier than this, honestly. So lock in, take notes, and this should be life-changing. And one of the biggest secrets can be summed up in 3 words. Virality is vanity. The most profitable channels probably aren't the ones you're thinking about, because you may be thinking about, oh, you're gonna be making like millions of views, right? No, you don't need millions of views anymore. And you never actually needed millions of views, just that we thought that we needed millions of views. We needed to go viral every time. We needed to try to reach to the masses. But today, you're gonna learn, well, it's not necessary. In few words, pick the right niche, target the right or teach the right audience, and get paid. Guys, I did it the hard way. My story is different. I'm gonna sum it up very short for you guys. I started YouTube at 16 years old, and I pretty much, saw this guy KSI in England, buying his brand new Lamborghini, and I was like, damn, how come he bought the Lamborghini with YouTube? Like, what's going on? What is this YouTube? Like, I was pretty much never really interested into YouTube or in YouTube videos. I was pretty much like reading my books, watching some films, but I was never really like into YouTube, right? So when I saw this Lamborghini from KSI, it opened my eyes like, hold on. Like, is this possible to be able to buy such a car this young without you being like a movie star, a popular singer, or an athlete? Hold my beer. Sorry, I wasn't drinking beer or anything, like, I'm just saying. So my business brain just switched on, and I was like, nah, I gotta get myself a camera. So I went to this restaurant, this Mexican restaurant called Salsaditos, and I applied for, a job as a cook. And this boss lady was like, she was the boss and she's the lady, right? So she was like, why do you want to work as a cook? Like, what's your motivation? And I was very honest. I was like, I want to buy a camera to start my YouTube career as a YouTuber. She gave me a reaction like, she laughed. She's probably heard many things in her life, but she had never heard anything like that, because at the time, YouTube wasn't a job, wasn't a thing. Like, was still like, what is YouTube? Like, the term YouTuber wasn't even like in existence yet. 6 months later, I had enough cash to quit the job and buy all my camera equipment, right? And I quit the job. She was like, what? Why are you quitting this job? And she was a bit confused, but I got the cash for the camera, for the gear, and I just quit. And I went and bought the camera, and I bought everything I needed, right? And some friends in my class laughed in a good way, in a fun way. Like, I don't really like take those things so hard, but, talk to me about my idea, and they were like, hold on, like, you're gonna start YouTube? Like, what? Why? Are you crazy? What's going on? You spend this amount of cash on a camera? At the time, a Canon 750D was about, let's say, around $800, right? And it was a lot of cash, like a lot of cash to spend on a camera. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, And fast forward, switch on the camera, and I suddenly couldn't speak anymore. I couldn't speak. I could see all my insecurities like facing me, people laughing, and even the small laughs of my friends that I didn't like take serious in the beginning. I could suddenly like see that manifest in real life. Like, they're gonna watch my videos and laugh at me. So I had so many insecurities, and I was just like paralyzed. I couldn't speak. Like, before I turned on the camera, I would rehearse my, hey guys, the typical how you start a YouTube video intros, and I would do it. I would speak. But once I switched that camera on, I couldn't talk anymore. The words weren't coming out. I was like, what's going on? Like, what happened? I couldn't speak all of a sudden. And that went on for many months. That's why even my first YouTube videos, where I was like doing the fitness videos, was pretty much me doing the exercises and writing text on the screen, because the words weren't coming out. I would suddenly like start, speaking with a squeakish, like a voice which felt like I would rather simply disappear than say a word. When you have to like stand in front of the class and give a presentation sometimes, and all of a sudden you just start speaking fast, So I totally understand those that prefer faceless channels where they don't have to show their faces, because it's possible, and they want to be YouTubers too. They want to have channels that grow and make money and all that. There are so many reasons why you could feel uncomfortable in front of the camera, and I've been there. I understand that. And it's been a very long journey from me being that boy that couldn't even speak from the camera to me now speaking right now to you guys in a free way, being confident in myself right now. But the good thing is that this training program is for everyone. If you like being in front of the camera, perfect. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, still perfect. Both works. Now, fast forward, guys. I wasted about 2 years, like I said, just simply jumping around, skipping through different issues, and never really sticking with one. And I was now in university. I was studying business economics, and I loved it in the oldest city of Germany called Trier. So I was there studying business economics, and I really enjoyed it. Just that I could see that what I was learning and what was going on in real life, especially in marketing, wasn't actually matching. And every night I would lay in bed, and ask myself, what is stopping me from going after my dream, which is to become a YouTuber and, grow a YouTube business? Why am I not pursuing my dream? And I knew the answer. I was studying because I wanted to please my parents. I wanted to get that diploma, not for myself, but for my parents. And every day I would sit in the university and feel like a traitor to myself. Like, my camera was there. I had everything I needed. I had my 2010 MacBook, very heavy at the time compared to the new ones. And I was just like, damn, man, you are learning everything. Things that you don't even like. You are able to sit down and study for hours and hours on ends on topics that you don't even understand the use of in real life. Learning statistics 1, statistics 2, even like calculating with some coded language with an R program. So you can sit down and do all this, and you can even like fight for your dream. Come on, man, how pathetic. And one day I just couldn't anymore. After about, I don't know how many semesters, I think probably about 3.5, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I must finally start living. I must finally start living and finally start living for myself and fighting for my dream. Like, how could I ever tell my kids in the future to like simply go after their dreams if I never did that myself? How could I ever? And I remember telling my friends in the university, I gotta go, and they had a hard time understanding. And I remember like yesterday, I was in the train and I was simply thinking about how my parents could react or would react. I already knew how they would react, I wasn't gonna tell them. And I was listening to Gary Vee's audiobook. I think it was maybe Crush It. I don't know which one exactly because I had some of his books in my Audible. And I was listening. And he was just like, fuck them. And I was like, damn, Gary Vee, chill. You guys know Gary Vee. Like, he would curse the hell out of any fear in your head, be it simply insecurities, be it like friends' voices, be it like even family, parents' voices. He doesn't give a shit when it comes to simply making sure that he clears the voices in your head to give your dream a chance. And I was just listening to him the entire 3 hours ride back home. And once back home, I told my parents, hey, I had to simply like, switch university. You guys know it's very far away from home. I lied to buy myself some time. And I gave myself 6 months. Why 6 months? I had already like wasted about 2 years, And I said to myself this time, 6 months is all you got. And financially, I had only saved up 6 months of cash to pay rent. So I literally had only 6 months to make it work. Otherwise, I would have to go back to university, which I knew with all my heart I didn't want to go back. And 5 months in, my best video was making about 4,000, 3,000 views. And I was just like, I'm cooked. I have 1 month left, 5 months in, 4,000 views. Just thinking in a linear way. There's no way I'm going to be making enough cash the next month to survive. So I'm cooked. But this time I said to myself, I was just going to stick to the plan. And I was now again in a new niche. This time, short films, sketches, comedy in a sense. So it was a new niche. I was just like, damn, I gave it my all. I was uploading videos every week, twice a week. So maybe some things aren't supposed to work out. I was just like, yeah, I've given my all. I've tried. It's been, over 2 years now getting to 3 years, and it's not working out. So yeah, at least I tried, and I was so sad. I was just gonna simply, stick to the plan and just keep uploading till the end of the month. That was my mentality, stick with the plan. And you won't believe, guys, during the last month, the 6th month, I saw one of my videos from the 5th month started growing daily and multiplying its views almost ×2. And it went viral over the course of the 6th month. All of a sudden, it's almost like overnight, my entire channel simply went parabolic, just went crazy. Most videos just going nuts. And by the end of that month, guys, you won't believe, I was able to pay my 7th month rent with money made out of the YouTube partner program. I have never been so happy about an achievement in my life. I just felt like I didn't give up on myself, and it finally paid off. I was right. I was right for not giving up on myself. I was so happy. So much pressure fell off. And I don't know the sensation like. I don't know. I just felt like, is it a miracle? Like, what is it? Like, I thank God. I prayed. I was just so happy. And wow, I'm still speechless, right? I'm still speechless, kind of like reliving that emotion right now as I speak, because it marked a moment in my life where I went all in. I gave it my all. I believed in myself to the very last second. I was filming videos in snow, in cold, in rain. I was just simply pushing, even though I had already almost given up, but I was still putting in the action. I had already built the discipline to simply keep uploading, even when I wasn't feeling like, to keep editing, even when I wasn't feeling like. It was just like the routine now working, not my mind, because the results were showing like, man, you cooked. So you sometimes hear about, this little quotes on social media about, you could give up this close to succeeding, you could give up this close. And I say this right now, it's true. I've lived it. It's true. You could be this close and give up. And it's literally a reality, guys. It's one of the biggest lessons in this video. Like when I said resilience, it wasn't just because, yeah, resilience sounds nice. It was because I lived through it. And resilience actually pays off. And even more so, had I even understood the YouTube system like I do now, I would have understood that all the different ideas I tried out would have worked if I had applied the same plan, just sticking to one niche, uploading regularly, and simply letting YouTube do its thing, because YouTube is a matchmaker. It takes time. It needs to figure out what your videos are about, which audience is the perfect audience for your videos, and it then matches them together. And it does it slowly but surely. All right. And if anything, if you do everything right, as I will teach you along this training, you will simply help YouTube actually match your videos to your audience a lot faster. Yet it will still be a slow process, but just a lot faster than if you had no idea how to even help it, rank you faster. That is the YouTube system. The YouTube system is a bit more slow. It's not like a TikTok, like an Instagram reel. It's a very different system. It's a matchmaker. So fast forward, I now feel like a YouTuber, I'm going viral. Every video afterwards now just going crazy. And by the end of the year 2018, I was now making like at least $4,000 a month. And by the end of the year 2019, I was making like very good money, not just with like, YouTube ads, but also like with promotion. And I was feeling very good. Like I was in a safe space. I was financially stable. I was having good income just from, YouTube partnership program and collaborations with brands, partnerships, and all that. And I felt very good. And I felt like, hey, at this point, I am playing YouTube game the right way, and it's the perfect way. And I ordered my brand new Mercedes E-Class, amazing car. Still drive it to this day. Very beautiful car. And well, I thought, I had the system figured out. Now I know. I didn't. I had a lot of things to learn. I was still on level 1 in terms of the business side of YouTube. I was still on level 1, relying on making cash from YouTube ads, from going viral, and from partnerships, brand deals. I was relying on that. Wrong. Level 1. And my friend Matt, he was already making like 3,000 in the beginning, right? After he found his way with FACELESS channels. And then he later scaled those to like, multiple channels, and then started making about $30,000, I think around 2018, by the time he graduated, right? So imagine making about $30,000, per month. That is insane at such a young age. So he felt like he already had everything figured out. Hey, I mean, at $30,000, I would also think I had everything figured out. Like I was earning far less than that. Yet I felt like I had everything figured out. He at least had even like scaled to multiple channels, making $30,000 per month. And he felt like, damn, I have figured things out. I know how YouTube works in and out. Until the day he talked to one of his friends that was also in the YouTube niche. They exchanged knowledge. And to his greatest surprise, he learned from his friend that his friend was making like $100,000 per month. Why greater surprise? Because he was making far more views. Like he was making millions of views across his channels, like monthly, way more than his friends was doing with his channels. And he was just like, what? 100,000 a month? I mean, he couldn't have imagined that a channel making like less views would beat a channel making millions of views. So he asked his friend, man, what are you doing different? His friend told him what he was doing, right? And then that helped him actually rebuild his YouTube business in a better way. Like I told you, he took it from a level 1 to a level 2, 2.5, because now he is at a level 3, which is something that blew my mind when I heard about this system, and actually just changed my entire channels to also emulate a YouTube business of a level 3. He makes now around $200,000 to $500,000 in a month. That is like at minimum a straight 10x by applying the level 3 system. And yeah, you see guys, there's levels to this shit. And before we get into the main part and you learn some very valuable lessons as well, it's worth asking, is YouTube the best business in 2026? And I'm pretty sure you have some other ideas. You've seen some other stuff. Maybe you've seen dropshipping. Maybe you've seen Amazon FBA. Maybe you've seen, some other business ideas pop up on your screen here and there over social media. And it's worth asking yourself this question: is YouTube the best business for 2026? I, fortunately, have tested a lot of these different business niches. Like I've tried many things. Just like I was jumping around with different niches when I was starting my YouTube, I have also like done the same when it comes like, to doing business. I've tried many different business types to be able to speak not only from my opinion, but also like, from my experience as well. But first, let's break down the key criteria of a good beginner-friendly business, or just in general, a good business. The 3 first are marketing, the cost to acquire customers, right? Next, we have sales, how easy it is for you to convert the customer. And thirdly, you have fulfillment, how difficult it is for you to fulfill whatever the customer purchase. And then the three other additional factors are upfront costs, the initial cost required. Like for instance, with the YouTube, I had to buy the camera and the YouTube gear, whatever I needed to film the videos, that was upfront cost. And next we have profit margins. How much do you keep after all expenses? Profit. And lastly, we have passiveness, the ability for you to simply keep making some money even when you are sleeping. Doesn't mean that, there is a business that's actually like 100% passive, but you do something in the beginning to build a business, but now while you are sleeping, does it still keep making some money? So passiveness is the ability to simply keep earning without you constantly working. And after evaluating many different business categories, you're going to understand that most of them fall short of this. For instance, I tried dropshipping. Dropshipping, you have to always keep testing new products. Once you find this winner product, you have the competition that also notice, oh, this guy got a winner product. They also come and they compete. They try to put their prices lower than yours, and there is the war there, right? You need to keep finding new and new products. Not only that, there are a lot of things that you need to master, the website, keep changing websites. And lastly, you also have to do some good marketing videos, and, use all type of marketing to send to this, shop, which may not even last for that long. And the profit margins are very small. Most of the time people talk about, oh, we made $100,000, whatever, but ask them, how much was the profit? Amazon FBA, kind of similar, also very difficult. And there was a time where it was actually an amazing business. Nowadays, super competitive. The edge is a bit gone. And TikTok Shop is now also coming in, emerging, eating up some market space, destroying dropshipping, destroying Amazon FBA. And so if you are thinking, I may be biased because I am also in the YouTube business space, well, I am not just biased. I am also speaking from an experience that showed me now the YouTube business model is definitely a lot better, and it's definitely beginner friendlier. Here are the ways you can make money with YouTube from day one. Even with your first video, you could have some affiliate links down there. You could also sell your own consultings, coachings, digital products from day one. Although you have all these multiple streams of making money from YouTube, you still have the level 1 benefits. So you can still earn money from the YouTube ads program later on, and also earn money from collaborations, sponsorships, just that from the beginning you can already start earning money if you have your own course, if you have some programs that actually match to what you are talking about on your channel, where you can simply promote and earn from the affiliates commissions. So there are simply so many ways that you can actually use to make money off YouTube, and the best YouTubers actually figure out the way to earn from all those multiple ways of monetizing. And talking of passiveness when it comes to making money with YouTube, your videos will keep on promoting and selling and making money, be it selling the affiliate programs, or making cash through the partnership program, or selling your course even when you are asleep. They will keep doing that. And when you look at all the tools you have today to be able to grow your educational channel or whatever channel you want to grow on YouTube, you have so many amazing tools. When you look at all these different factors I talked about, YouTube scores the highest, of course, when done correctly. Now we finally get into one of the most important sections of this training. Have you ever heard of the term YouTube automation? Some gurus make it seem like you just sleep and money just flows in, it's just so easy. That is a lie. There is no such thing, but there is actually a way that you can make your YouTube almost feel like it's automated. The system I will share with you guys is just as good for those that prefer to be faceless, as well as those that prefer to show their face. So let's compare, for instance, the traditional way of making YouTube is simply you get a camera like me and you start filming your videos, you show your face, and you take the people through whatever you are doing. So you film, you edit, you upload, and on to the next video. That is how YouTube was for the most part, and that's how I grew up with my channels, and that's what I still do for the most part. But this other way that I learned from Matt is also insane, and So he already started with his, faces channels, the top 10 channels of like top 10 this and that, like I told you guys. And just that now, the doors for those channels are simply endless. Like, you don't have to show your face anyways. Like, it's always been an option, just that I didn't like actually, use it as one of my options to grow my channels on YouTube. Although I now have at least one channel that is faceless in the documentary niche. Someone like Matt has been in this niche like since forever. And the way he does it now is very different. Like, in the past, he would just like pick some entertainment niches like top 10, whatever, right? Just to make more views, more clicks. Now it's about one, picking the right money niche. And talking of money niche, I mean educational channels. It could be finance, investing, could be real estate, could be pets. A good money niche is a niche you can monetize from day one, which means from the first video, you can already start monetizing. No waiting for 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers to like get to the YouTube partner program to start making money. You should be able to start making money from the get-go. And one little advice here, never buy a channel. It will get you banned. Like, there's no need in wasting your money like that. Step 3, use a proven money video and a proven script. Like, nowadays, you can actually like, before you even like upload a video, know for sure that it's a proven money video. And yes, I'm going to give you the tools to help you navigate that. Step 4, once you have that proven money video, you need to build a content funnel that drives traffic to that money video. That's crucial. And step 5, you can scale it yourself, or if you don't have the time, but you have a bit of money to invest, you can scale it with a team. And guys, you won't imagine how easy it is to even scale with a team nowadays. Like, anyways, I'm gonna give you guys the insights later, but it's possible. But if you don't want to spend any dime more on scaling your content, you can do it yourself, and it's even still easy nowadays. And last but not least, step 6, you can automate and optimize by using AI. And of course, without violating YouTube policies. YouTube policies are actually not that hard to comprehend. They are very easy. Once you've chosen your educational niche, you need to definitely make sure that you create this money video. The money video is like the main video on your channel that simply, provides a lot of value for the viewer, and also in the end leads the viewer through your funnel system, into maybe getting the email of the viewer in exchange for a gift, or for instance, selling an affiliate product, or anything that will help you make more money. In a sense, that is what the money video does. So it provides a lot of value, gains a lot of trust, and also has a strong call to action in the end. That video should be like very informative and long, at least around 30 minutes to like an hour or even more. And you should make sure that every video on your channel actually links to that video. So either in the end screens or in the description via a link, you should make sure that you always link to it, because it will increase the watch session as well. Once you have the system established, you can even go a step further. It's already very good if you do that, it's already very smart. You're going to start making some money from it and earning a lot more because of the longer watch sessions, which will actually give YouTube a sign that, oh, this channel is actually like, increasing the watch sessions on YouTube. So YouTube will definitely reward you for keeping people on the channel. And now we aren't done yet. You can even make a lot more cash by doing the following. You can create a channel that is in the same niche. It could be related or just a sub niche, and then use it to forward more people to that money video. So now you don't only own your main channel, but now you have like a sub niche channel, which is separate, maybe talks about something similar to what you already talk about on the main channel. It should definitely be related, and you could even like make a similar content in a different style. For instance, you're educating in your niche, right, about something. Do similar videos about the same education, just that you animate, for instance. That already is still pretty much the same content, same niche, just that some people prefer animated videos. So even that will even help you, scale that system a lot faster and better. And if you want, you can even like, add as many channels as you want. As long as they are related, it's perfect. And just to help you guys understand how a related channel can look like, let me show you an example. We have, for instance, this entertainment channel of this YouTuber called Shopstars, right? You can see the niche is clear. It is soccer entertainment. Now you see, for instance, his first related channel, More Shop. So it's still in the same niche. It's a sub niche. Why? Because it's still about the game FIFA, which he plays, or soccer, You even like have another one called, Chuff Gaming. And it's still in the entertainment niche, because anyone that like loves maybe like soccer can find himself like, enjoying some of those videos because they are still all fun. He has played the game in a very good way in terms of like him, expanding across all his sub niches or related niches in his category. That is just an example. And of course, in the education space, if I were, for instance, like to create like a sub niche, I could like maybe talk about YouTubers' income on a different channel and even do it faceless and then forward the traffic to my channel. Because anyone that is interested in how much a YouTuber makes may be not that far off to like also want to become a YouTuber, so I could easily send them from that channel to this channel on the main money video. Or let's say, for instance, someone that maybe like does real estate starts a YouTube where they now talk about how to invest, because that also relates to real estate, because real estate people are investors. So they are always open to seeing ways to invest other than real estate. That's just to give you the idea of how you could actually use this to step up your game on a genius level. Now let's talk about money. Ching. With the YouTube Partner Program, you can make like between $3 to like $10 per 1,000 views. That is like CPM. And yes, in the educational niche, you can even make a lot more. But now let's just stick with the $3 to $10 CPM. In order to make like 100,000 per month, you need about 10 million views. Let me just show you guys one of my entertainment channels and you can see how much it made with some views. This one of my entertainment channels that made about $85,000 with, let's say, 45 almost million views. That is like nothing. Just so you see why entertainment channels are such a grind. It's a crazy grind. They have their pros. Yes, we can talk about that later, but they are a grind for the most part. And with the new model in the educational niche, you can make us up to $100 per CPM. So that means you only need about 100,000 to a million views to make about $100,000 and not 10 million views. Like 10 million views is a lot. Also, when you entertain, guys, you need to hit those 4,000 hours before you can even start earning something, which isn't the case with education. And you need to bring in those millions of views, which isn't the case with education. So that's the reason why I would say if you are starting YouTube for real as a business, definitely start with an educational channel. Of course, if you already have an entertainment channel and it's already working a little bit, hey, it's been a lot of hustle to get there for sure. So definitely don't let it die. Keep it growing. It's also a good thing. It has its pros. For instance, with my channel, I definitely use it to sell a lot of my clothing. Like, of course, I can entertain. I can have this, connection with the community and therefore have an easier time, selling, the clothes, the shoes. So that has its advantages, just saying that from the get-go. If you don't have like serious cash upfront, education is the way to go. Like we already pointed out the advantages early on. And the good thing with education is that people want to learn. Like those that are watching, they want to learn something. And people that want to learn something are also open to spending when necessary. When it helps them, they will gladly do so. Like, when I watch videos about, let's say, some new AIs and what they can do, I am always already ready to spend on that AI if it can do something in my business better, faster, smarter. Like I am always willing to pay. So it doesn't cost me anything to maybe click on the link from the YouTuber or whoever is teaching me, to go and get a program or even buy that program from that person. If it helps my business or helps me, I'm good, So that is one of the beauty of it. Let's talk about some top niches in the educational niche. We have like money channels, for instance, investing, real estate, everything related to like teaching people about, how to use money, how to handle their money, how to spend money, how to save money, all that. Those are like, money niches. We have then travel, and one of the biggest spender in YouTube ads program is definitely, travel companies, for instance, like Expedia, whatever they are called. Like they do a lot of, vacation ads and they pay a lot. And we also have like technologies like Apple, phones and anything that, you can think of in terms of technology. They also spend a lot. And then we have like health, also very high CPM niche. We have like relationships, any type of relationships, just psychology, sociology, just human relationships, all types. They are definitely also high paying because those are things that interest a lot of people. Like people want to learn how to, get along with their partner what flags to look out for, like the red flags, the green flags, all those things that can help people like, find their partner or bond better, or maybe know if to distance themselves from their partner, all those things, relationships, better communication and all that, also a high CPM niche. And we have pets, people love animals, they love their pets. They want to know how to treat them, what to buy for them, how to take care of them. And also that is a high CPM niche. And you don't have to stay broad. Like within all of these top niches, you can definitely like, find sub niches. Like if you just say, for instance, money channels, finance, it's broad, it's big. What are you talking about? Are you talking about investing in stocks, building your credit score, crypto, commodities? When you talk about pets, some people just talk about dogs. Some just about cats, guinea pigs, like sub niches. When you talk about travel, some will use the cruise ship, some will use planes. There are many different ways to travel. Some will be more like luxury, some will be more like, hey, down to earth, more like, hippie, more like nomad style of traveling, sub niches. When you talk about health, some will just be about, hey, fitness. Some will talk about nutrition. Some will talk about, oh, nutrition is also very big. You know what? Vegan nutrition. Oh, carnivore diet. So you see there are always so many sub niches in every niche, to the point that you can actually simply focus on one and later expand to others. And like I said, within every niche, there is always a possibility like to have these channels work together to have that symbiotic system. Now let's talk about the tools you can use nowadays to actually scale your channels in an easy way. And although I'm a very big advocate for AI, because it's just mind-blowingly good most of the time, it's getting better and better and it's so quick. I'm not saying you should stop using your brain. Like when it comes to the scripts, of course, you're gonna have to read the scripts, double check, make sure that it makes sense. That's why you should always have a bit of knowledge of the niche you are getting into. You should know about what you are talking about or about what the channel is about, So if you're educating, you should definitely be like someone that actually understands a bit of what you are teaching. Like you don't want to be, for instance, talking about stocks and having no idea about stocks just because it's a high income niche. AI is just an assistant. It's just a helper. And now for video creation, you can use things like screen recordings, AI avatars, stock footage. You can use AI voiceovers. You can even use AI video generators. There are many of those. And you can also just hire editors. Like it's one of the most time consuming things that I think most creators face. If you edit yourself or use, editors, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you simply model what already works. Like you can definitely see on the platform what works and make sure that you definitely do same as that or better. Model or copy the style that works in your niche. Simple as that. Now let's talk about the 3 levels of monetization. Here's the hierarchy. You have level 1, which is simply ad revenue, being paid by the YouTube partner program. Ads can be like I said, from $3 to $25, depending on, niche, And on level 2, you have affiliate marketing. That is very important. Like you don't have to even have your own product. You can simply sell other people's products. And then you can earn between $50 to $100, and some programs even offer, depending on, the niche, even programs up to $400 or $500. Like I've seen those, they exist, right? So it just depends on the niche, but you definitely have that possibility. And on level 3, this is where you have your own product, which means you have something to teach, to sell, special course. You can have your own mastermind, your own one-to-one coaching. All that is done on level 3. And now, this is the beauty of it. When you actually have a full, complete system, you still get all the revenue from level 1, level 2, and level 3. That's why I'm saying I wasted so many years, because I was just on level 1 for a very long time, and I thought I had figured the game out. And even Matt, that was making $30,000 per month, discovered that, oh my God, he was also playing at level 1, because it was still based on the same system. Views, level 1 ads, and some sponsorships, that's it. And as you can see, it's not that difficult, just that if you don't know about this, you will simply miss out on some very important streams of revenue. So that is the beauty of you knowing about this upfront. And the ideal part is to start with affiliate marketing, because you can start earning with that from day one, literally. And of course, you can then work yourself up from there to, like, having your own products. And if it takes you, longer or shorter to get into the YouTube partner program, hey, that is just a bonus. And always make sure to get the emails of your viewers, because that simply will protect you from being solely dependent on YouTube. Let's say, God forbid, YouTube disappears, which probably will never happen or will not happen in our lifetime. I hope so. You have their emails, right? You have their emails. So you can still reach out to them regardless. And they will actually give you the emails if you have something of value for them. So definitely make sure you get their emails. That is not difficult to do. Give them something of value, a usable, useful lead magnet, and that's it. Very short example, okay? Viewer watches your money video, right? Where you give a lot of value. And then in the end, you have your call to action. You want to have this or that or this tool for free, which is useful for them. Use the link in the description. They will just sign up, and then they can download it themselves in your Google Drive, or they can download it anywhere you want on your website. It doesn't really matter, but you get their email in exchange. Now let's talk about long form strategy, which is simply how long should your videos be. Make sure your videos are about at least 8 minutes long. You increase the sessions of the viewers on YouTube, which is good. YouTube wants that. They reward that. And that's also a bit why it's good to have that money video, because it doesn't only help increase the sessions on the platform, but even in terms of, like, YouTube ads, you get paid more the longer the videos are. So that's why those that like teach for like 30 minutes on YouTube or even more, they could even like sometimes have like up to $50, $60 CPMs, just because they have more ads in between their videos, right? And the sessions are longer. YouTube rewards their videos even more. And actually, YouTube is competing against platforms like Netflix, and I think they even like are leading in that regards, because a lot of people are watching YouTube on their TVs now. YouTube's now the new TV, and it's been the new TV for a while. So that is something that YouTube actually rewards very much. High quality, long form videos. And now, talking of YouTube policies, they are very easy to follow. So just simply avoid fake movie trailers or fake movies at all. Avoid fake news, avoid misleading content, avoid copyright violations, and make sure your videos simply add value, real value, and using AI, be responsible. Like, simply use it, like I said, as an assistant, write your scripts, search new ideas, new angles, and just avoid, the black hat method. At this point, you have an understanding of a pro YouTuber that understands how to structure your channel like a genius, right? Most YouTubers don't know what you know right now. And let me leave you guys with these two options. Option one, you either simply go your way with the information you have and you figure things out yourself. You're already pretty well equipped, the way I would have liked to be equipped when I started my YouTube. I was just unlucky that in my time, there wasn't such a thing like this training to guide me. So I lost at least 6-7 years, thinking that I was actually killing it, although I had no idea. So I wasted so much time. Or option two, you simply follow a structured system that will guide you and support you from where you are to where you want to go. And honestly, I would have loved to build a system for you, just that when I looked at my friend's math system, which already exists on the market, I was like, damn, nah, at this stage, only my ego to want to own everything would push me to even like try to attempt to create another system, because his system is just, it's out of this world. Like, it's so perfect, and he's invested so much cash into building the system, and it works. It already helped like, I think 11,000 students. And I honestly can't help myself but simply recommend it to you because it's that good. Like, it contains the following: a structured training about so many different niches. Like, you're gonna have an overview of actually all the niches, or almost all the niches that exist. And you can even like talk with the coaches, and they can help you like, see what suits you best, because it's gonna talk with you, and help you find out what is best for you. You have like templates and checklists. which will help you not forget anything that is important. Like sometimes you can just simply forget certain things, and having that checklist will help you simply know, oh, I shouldn't forget this, and those templates, it will help you like work faster, advance faster. You have coaching and support, like coaching of coaches that actually understand how to grow on YouTube. So they're gonna be holding your hand along the line and just showing you what to do, giving you honest reviews and helping you speed up your success. That is simply what coaches do. With coaches, you get certainty, which means no more guessing, confusion. You just know, oh, right now my content game is good or not that good, which means you can improve till it's good. I'm gonna let you know now it's good. They're gonna let you know what to change, what to optimize, and help you simply nail down your content game early, making it a lot easier for you to scale. And what I love even more is the fact that you actually get access to top editors if you ever need them. Like if you don't feel like editing your videos or you don't have the time, you can actually book top editors that actually understand how to edit very good videos that have a high retention rate and high session rate in general. So they understand how to edit very good videos. And last but not least, you get access to top tools that will help you optimize your script. You can actually double check if your script is actually good before even filming. Like that saves so much time. You can have multiple intros, you can generate multiple outros. You can simply have a tool that will help you get the best script you can actually get. And of course, make sure you double check, use all those tools simply as ways to make your content better, but you should always double check, read the script and make sure things are perfect before filming. But just saying, you have those options and all those links will be in the description. Now it comes down to this. Of course, if you don't have cash, well, you have no option but simply to use my free knowledge. You see, I'm sharing everything with you guys like on my YouTube. So you get all this free knowledge. You just need to apply it. Like, get on your grind, edit yourself, do your research, use all tools you can find that are still free currently to your advantage, and get on your grind. I'm gonna keep helping you guys and supporting as I can with free knowledge, free game with the latest updates on how to grow your YouTube and succeed with your YouTube business. But if you have a bit of cash, it's definitely wise to do what the rich do, which is use money to buy back your time. That's what I do. In the beginning, I wasted like about 6 years of time. That's something I will never get back. What I definitely do now is I use my cash to buy back time by simply paying for mentorships, masterminds, paying for the latest tools and programs, as well as paying for employees that can help me simply buy back my time while I scale my business. So that's a very smart thing to do. I mean, some people spend a lot of cash on games, new gadgets, that they don't really need, but I like spending time on simply improving my business while buying back more time to be more efficient on the things I actually enjoy doing. Now, that being said, you may be asking yourself, is this Tube Accelerator program expensive? It just comes down to your spending power. Like, how much cash do you have? How much do you earn? So I can't really tell if it's expensive or not. But what I can do say is I've made sure that you get your discount. I secured a discount for my viewers. Like, just let them know you watched the webinar, code word webinar, and they are obligated to give you a discount. And secondly, if you want to finance by paying monthly, you can also pay monthly to as low as I think $100 per month. If that sounds good to you, link in the description, book the call and exchange with the team. They're going to actually only accept you in the program if they see that it's a good fit for whatever you are trying to build. Like, if they can help you, they will accept you. If they can't help you, they won't accept you. So just book the call and just, talk with them and figure things out for yourself. Now, with that being said, guys, let's sum it up. Building a YouTube business in 2026 is still possible, and it's even getting easier. Yes, it's actually easier. We've never had this many tools before in our life. We've never had this much knowledge free. Like, I'm simply giving this entire knowledge for free. All you need to do is what? Build your channel like a business, applying the best strategies, starting to monetize from day one using affiliates, then upgrading to, using the partner program, and then to having your own products. And of course, make sure that you use the strategy of simply increasing your session time and by having a money video. And last but not least, you can scale using related channels and also, of course, by using the Tube Accelerator to make sure that you have the best coaches, the best support team, and the best tools to your disposal. With that being said, guys, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay awesome. Keep uploading one video at a time. All right. You know, sky's the limit. And don't forget, invest in yourself. Use money to buy time. All links in the description. Peace out.